Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. I'm Jennifer, and as always, I'm joined by my amazing co-host, Elizabeth. How are you doing today, Elizabeth?
I'm doing great, thanks. Today's topic is one that's both exciting and a little bit daunting: whether the world will be dominated by robots one day. As technology continues to advance at an incredible pace, it's a question that's becoming more and more relevant. We'll be discussing the potential future of robotics, artificial intelligence, and automation, and what it could mean for our society, our jobs, and our daily lives.
Absolutely. The idea of robots taking over the world has been a staple of science fiction for decades, but with the rapid advancements in AI and robotics, it's no longer just a fantasy. We're going to explore what a future dominated by robots might look like, the potential benefits and risks, and whether it's something we should be excited about or worried about.
And before we get started, I just want to remind everyone to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you don't miss any of our upcoming videos. We're here to explore life's big questions and offer thoughtful discussions on a variety of fascinating topics.
And if you're enjoying our content, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and share it with your friends. Your support really helps us continue to create these videos for you.
So, Jennifer, let's start by talking about where we are right now with robotics and AI. We've already seen robots and AI systems being integrated into various aspects of our lives, from manufacturing and healthcare to customer service and even our homes. What are your thoughts on how far we've come and where we might be headed?
That's a great place to start. We've made significant strides in robotics and AI over the past few decades. Robots are now capable of performing complex tasks that were once thought to be uniquely human, like driving cars, diagnosing diseases, and even composing music. AI has made it possible for machines to learn from data, adapt to new situations, and make decisions that were previously the domain of humans. We're seeing robots being used in industries like manufacturing, where they can work faster and more precisely than humans, and in healthcare, where they assist in surgeries and patient care.
Yes, and that's just the beginning. As AI continues to advance, we're likely to see even more sophisticated robots that can handle a wider range of tasks, from providing personalized customer service to performing complex scientific research. The possibilities are vast, and it's exciting to think about what the future might hold. But with these advancements come important questions about the role of robots in our society and whether they could eventually dominate certain aspects of our lives.
Absolutely. One of the big concerns is the impact of robots and AI on jobs. As robots become more capable, there's a fear that they could replace human workers in many industries, leading to widespread unemployment and economic disruption. On the other hand, some argue that robots could actually create new jobs and opportunities, especially in fields like robotics engineering, AI development, and maintenance.
That's a great point. Potential for robots to take over jobs is one of the most debated aspects of this topic. On one hand, automation could lead to greater efficiency and productivity, which could benefit the economy as a whole. But on the other hand, it could also lead to job displacement, especially in industries that rely heavily on manual labor. The key will be finding a balance, using robots to complement human work rather than completely replacing it.
Exactly. There's also the question of how we'll need to adapt our education and training systems to prepare people for a future where robots and AI play a much larger role in the workforce. It's likely that we'll need to focus more on skills that robots can't easily replicate, such as creativity, critical thinking, and emotional intelligence. This could lead to a shift in the types of jobs that are available, with more emphasis on roles that require human creativity and interpersonal skills.
Yes, and that brings us to another important consideration: what happens to the human element in a world dominated by robots? While robots and AI can perform many tasks efficiently, they lack the emotional intelligence and empathy that are so important in many aspects of life. For example, while a robot might be able to diagnose a medical condition or provide customer service, it can't offer the same level of compassion or understanding that a human can.
That's a crucial point. As robots become more integrated into our lives, it's important to think about how we can preserve the human touch in areas where it's most needed. There's a risk that as we rely more on robots, we could lose some of the personal connections that are so important to our well-being and society as a whole. It's not just about what robots can do, but also about what they can't, and how we can ensure that we don't lose sight of what makes us human.
Absolutely. And then there's the question of ethics. As robots and AI systems become more autonomous, we need to think about the ethical implications of their actions. For example, who is responsible if a self-driving car causes an accident? Or if an AI system makes a decision that harms someone? These are complex questions that we'll need to address as robots become more integrated into our daily lives.
Yes, the ethical considerations are huge. We'll need to develop new laws and regulations to govern the use of robots and AI and ensure that they're used in ways that are safe, fair, and beneficial to society. This includes addressing issues like data privacy, security, and the potential for AI to be used in harmful ways, such as in autonomous weapons or surveillance systems.
Exactly. It's about finding a way to harness the power of robots and AI for good, while also protecting against the potential risks. And while it might seem like a distant future, these are issues that we need to start thinking about now, as the technology continues to evolve rapidly.
Definitely. And speaking of the future, let's talk about the idea of robots one day dominating the world. This is a theme that's been explored in countless science fiction stories, from The Terminator to Westworld. While it's a fascinating concept, it also raises some very real concerns about what could happen if robots become too powerful or if AI surpasses human intelligence.
That's right. The idea of robots dominating the world might sound far-fetched, but as AI continues to advance, it's a possibility that we need to consider. One of the biggest concerns is the potential for AI to become so advanced that it starts making decisions on its own without human oversight. This is what's often referred to as the singularity, a point where AI surpasses human intelligence and becomes uncontrollable.
The singularity is definitely a concept that has both fascinated and terrified people. While some experts believe it's still a long way off, others warn that we could be closer to it than we think. The idea of AI becoming self-aware and making decisions that humans can't control is a scenario that raises a lot of ethical and philosophical questions. What would it mean for humanity if we're no longer the most intelligent beings on the planet?
That's a really profound question. If AI were to surpass human intelligence, it could lead to a world where robots and AI systems make decisions that shape our lives in ways we can't predict or control. This could have huge implications for everything from politics and economics to social structures and individual freedoms.
Absolutely. It's a future that's both exciting and terrifying at the same time. On one hand, advanced AI could solve some of the world's biggest problems, from climate change to disease. But on the other hand, if we're not careful, it could also lead to a world where humans are no longer in control of our own destiny.
Yes, and that's why it's so important to approach the development of AI and robotics with caution. We need to ensure that we're building these technologies in ways that are safe, ethical, and aligned with human values. This includes involving a diverse range of voices in the conversation, from technologists and ethicists to policymakers and the public.
Definitely. And while we're discussing the future of robots, let's take a call from one of our listeners who wants to share their thoughts on whether the world could be dominated by robots one day. Let's take the call. Hi there, you're on the air with Jennifer and Elizabeth. What's your name, and where are you calling from?
Hi, Jennifer. Hi, Elizabeth. My name is Maya, and I'm calling from San Francisco, USA. I've been following your channel for a while, and I find your discussions really interesting. This topic about whether robots could dominate the world is something I've thought about a lot, and I wanted to share my perspective.
Hi, Maya. Thanks for calling in. We're so glad to have you on the show. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Do you think robots could one day dominate the world, and if so, is that something we should be worried about?
Well, I think it's definitely a possibility that we need to consider, but I'm not sure it would happen in the way that science fiction often portrays it. I think it's more likely that robots and AI will become increasingly integrated into our lives, to the point where we rely on them for almost everything. The danger, in my opinion, is that we could become so dependent on these technologies that we lose our ability to think critically and make decisions for ourselves.
That's a really interesting perspective, Maya. The idea that we might become overly reliant on robots and AI is definitely something to consider. It raises questions about how we can maintain our independence and critical thinking skills in a world where technology does so much for us.
Exactly. I'm not necessarily worried about robots taking over in a hostile way, but I do think there's a risk that we could become too comfortable with letting machines make decisions for us. If we're not careful, we might lose our ability to question things, solve problems, and innovate. That's why I think it's important to use technology as a tool rather than letting it control us.
That's such an important point, Maya. It's about finding a balance between using technology to enhance our lives and ensuring that we don't lose our human touch or our ability to think critically. Thank you so much for sharing your thoughts with us.
Thank you both. I really enjoyed the discussion. Keep up the great work with the podcast.
Thanks, Maya. We appreciate your support. Take care.
Bye, Maya.
That was such a thoughtful call. Maya's perspective really highlights the importance of maintaining our independence and critical thinking skills in a world where technology plays an increasingly dominant role.
Absolutely. It's a reminder that while technology offers incredible benefits, it's up to us to ensure that we're using it in ways that enhance our lives rather than diminish our humanity. Key is to stay mindful of how we're integrating robots and AI into our lives and to ensure that we're not losing sight of what makes us human in the process.
Definitely. And as we look to the future, it's clear that robots and AI will play a significant role in shaping our world. But whether they dominate the world or simply help us create a better one will depend on how we choose to develop and use these technologies.
Exactly. It's about taking a thoughtful, ethical approach to the development of robotics and AI, ensuring that these technologies are aligned with our values and used to benefit society as a whole. It's a future that's full of possibilities, but also one that requires careful consideration and responsibility.
Yes, and while the idea of robots dominating the world might seem like science fiction, the reality is that we're already seeing the beginnings of a world where robots and AI play a central role in many aspects of our lives. The question is how we navigate this new reality in a way that preserves our humanity and ensures that technology serves us, rather than the other way around.
Absolutely. And for our viewers, if you're enjoying this conversation and finding these reflections on the future of robotics and AI thought-provoking, make sure to like the video and share it with others. Your support really helps us continue to create content that explores life's big questions.
And don't forget to subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. We've got plenty more videos coming your way, covering everything from the ethics of AI to the future of work and beyond.
So before we wrap up, let's do a quick recap of today's discussion. We explored the question of whether the world could be dominated by robots one day, looking at the current state of robotics and AI, the potential benefits and risks, and the ethical considerations that come with these technologies.
We also heard from one of our listeners about the importance of maintaining our critical thinking skills and independence in a world where technology plays an increasingly central role. It's a reminder that while robots and AI can do amazing things, it's up to us to ensure that we're using these technologies in ways that enhance our lives rather than diminish our humanity.
Remember, the future of robotics and AI is something we're all a part of shaping. By staying informed, asking the right questions, and approaching these technologies with care and responsibility, we can ensure that the world of tomorrow is one that benefits everyone.
Thank you so much for joining us today. Keep questioning, keep exploring, and remember that the future is what we make of it. You've got this.
We'll see you in the next video. Take care and keep exploring the fascinating world of technology and beyond.
Bye for now.